loud, it's obnoxious, it's dressed all in black. And no, it's not Grand Shorland, it's the Dodge Ram Shootout. So, what could be better than one Ram? Two. Luckily, Grand Shorland showed up with his 2500. But what could be better than two Rams? Three. And Mark the Russian, the whole Mallacoota Mafia is here, rolling in, and Mark drives a 3500 Ram. He also brought along his new 28-foot Cootacraft Boss.
We are in 2017 Dodge Ram 3500, high output engine with heavy duty transmission, mainly for towing big loads. At the moment we are towing one of the bigger boats that we built, 28-foot Boss. We got 650 liters of fuel. All up, we're towing about 4.2 ton with safety gear. We're on tow haul. We got engine brake, and she's doing quite easily. Yeah, so this latest Dodge Limited, it's got the high output 6.7. You know, 6.7 Cummins, you can't beat them. This is around 300 kilowatts and around 1250 Newton meters of torque. You can tow on the 70mm ball 4.5 Australian standards, but if we hook up on the gooseneck, we can tow it up to 14 ton comfortably. Well, we can tow legally in Australia up to 19.5 meters from bumper to the props. With our biggest model, we around 17.7 meters. Yeah, well, the duty wheels definitely make a lot more stable around the corners versus the single. It doesn't sway as much, especially when you're towing 12.5 meter vessel. At the moment, at towing, we're using around 18.2, towing 4 ton. But uncouple the boat and we get about 13.2 liters per 100 on the highway. Around town, we're using about 14.5, 15 so far. Yeah, very, very happy with it. Makes the towing life very, very easy.
We're in my truck. It is a 2015 Laramie 2500 with the 6.7 Cummins. I put a DFP, it had a DFP delete kit in it, so no AdBlue. Sorry, how dare you? And then it has been chipped up, but I've got it on the stock standard setting, so everything's the same for the shootout. Everything's blacked out. I like black, and it's got different rims. That's pretty much it. Sorry, American. Everyone gets carjacked, so it locks itself when you fucking start going. Over here, we don't have to worry about it as much. Why did I get a Ram? Well, I was getting 42 litres per 100k time with my Land Cruiser, and it was illegal. The tow rating was over 4 ton. And then you got your gear and all your mates, your fishing gear, and I know better than anyone, fucking shit happens. So if you coming back from a big fishing trip and you got all the boys, and even if you had a couple of beers and you're under the limit anyway, but someone out, you have an accident, and you're overweight, they're going to come down on you like a ton of bricks. And then if unfortunately someone gets killed, then you're in real deep shit. So it's going to cost you a lot more than a $100,000 truck. And that's why I went all out with the pintle hook. So this is a 6.8 off the tow bar. I went and got a medium rigid license, so everything's just overrated for me. So yeah, if anything ever happens, just insurance companies, which my name's Dirt with them at the moment. If you're listening, hey. Probably not going to be you that's going to bring you undone. It's some other moron on the road that's going to fucking get you into trouble. So in the city, it can be a little bit of a pain. But at the end of the day, you just park wherever you want. Yeah, the Cootacraft Boss hanging off the back of this, like, I don't even really feel it's on there, to be quite honest. 4.2 ton on the trailer. Yeah. So when we get out on the highway, the cornering and all that sort of stuff's just going to be pretty stock standard. But when we get out and start going up those hills, is where you really see these things go. This thing pulls like a 14-year-old schoolboy. So I've got the engine brake, which is grouse, so you basically just set the cruise control and sit back. The only thing I didn't miss about having the Land Cruiser, the fridge in the centre console, for the boys to have a beer while you drive it. It's like you go and get a Land Cruiser and then you got to put a bull bar on it and spec it up, like with the conversion and everything, there's probably 80 grand on top of that, on top of what you pay for a Land Cruiser. Or do you just go and step into one of these, you know what I mean? I think they're about 139 on the road. It just does it with ease. Does it with ease. You're not revving its tits off like they say there's no replacement for displacement. And then, you know, every day around town, if you're not hauling anything and you're just cruising to Melbourne or whatever, I get it down to about 12 litres per 100k. And towing my boat, the Grady, is about 19, between 17 and 19. Depends on, you know, what time of day it is and how hard you're going.
So this rig is the 1500 and it's a 5.7 litre V8. This one's got the Black Pack Express with ram boxes. A 2.5 tonne truck with a petrol V8. You'd think this thing would drink more than Grant Shorland and Abalone Christmas party, but it's actually damn economical. So the Black Pack is pretty much the gangster version. Everything that's chrome is blacked out, even all the logos. With the ram boxes as well, you get fully lockable with your central locking key, these great little storage tubs on either side. They also double as eskies or even fish boxes. But the headline for this vehicle is the 4.5 tonne tow capacity. Realistically, at 4.5 tonne though, your payload for passengers and gear is only going to be around 100 kilos. So this baby is, you probably want to keep it a little bit lower than that, probably around 4 tonne max. So we've towed a range of boats with this 1500 over the course of the last 2 weeks. But this Cootacraft out the back is definitely the biggest. It's 4.2 tonne. And pretty happy we've got this little button down here which is tow/haul mode, which drops the gears down on this baby and gets her roaring up the hills. You're probably wondering about the route. Now, it was 62 kilometres of winding hell all through the back streets of Mallacoota here, up a big mountain, down again, and then back to the petrol station. So, pretty good way to test the fuel economy on these things.
Okay, radio, let's have bets.
Yeah.
62k round trip, towing 4.2 tonne. I'll say 29.
22 litres, I reckon. This thing's more economical than Mark gives it credit for.
I'm going to say 24.2 litres.
Let's go.
Moment of truth. Come on, mate.
You just got up?
Nah, you're bullshit. Are you really? Serious?
That's amazing.
Suck shit, you two.
Well.
That was surprising.
Petrol V8. All the petrol haters.
You were driving it like old Nancy's.
Alright, so the results are in, and the big diesel 3500 just got us by 1 litre. Petrol's also cheaper than diesel, so in the long run, I reckon this thing was actually cheaper than the 3500, towing a massive payload. Tow ratings, horsepower, kilowatts, pretty much means absolutely nothing if your other half doesn't like it. So today we've got Cass, Grant Shorland's partner, definitely his better half, and she's been out taking this 1500 for a spin. And what are we thinking so far, Cass? Run me through your initial expectations of the Ram.
The very first thing I noticed was that the seat doesn't go any higher.
Yeah.
So I feel like a child drove. But being used to Grant's, it doesn't feel that big. If I was sitting up high, it's actually really quite nice to drive. So we're in the 1500 now, which feels much smaller than Grant's car. I like being a passenger, but he won't let me drive it. So I can't really compare the handling. But it's nice to drive. It really is nice to drive. Handles the corners well, you know, the windy roads going in and out of Mallacoota, or road, one road in, one road out.
Oh yeah, that's it, baby.
Now she's laughing.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's like, like who doesn't love a Land Cruiser? I've got a Land Cruiser as well. You know, like, would I take this out in the bush? No way. A, it's black, and B, it's, look at it, it's too nice. But then you go and jump in your Land Cruiser and go and rustling pigs. But they just don't have that tow rating. The Toyota Land Cruisers, even the Saharas, you know, you're still capped out. You can try and change all that GMV stuff, but it's like at the end of the day, it's all just a wank. If you've got a big boat, you need a big truck. There's a few numbers getting thrown around. I'm not very good with math, so I'll let the captain go GC, VCM. The only thing I know is your CVC is just a fucking little number on the back of your credit card.